Hey you guys, so today we're making baked tuna patties. I love these. My mom made like a fried version growing up and I just love them. They're really healthy and they're good and they're kind of like an alternative to chicken nuggets if you like those. So anyway, I'm taking 2 cans of tuna. This is tuna in water and I'm just draining it and putting it into a bowl. Just put it in whatever bowl you want to mix this with. So that is what I'm doing. This I would say is enough servings for maybe 2 people, maybe just 1. So I'm going to take a little bit of this kosher salt and just lightly put some in there. After each ingredient I add, I am going to mix it up just to make sure everything's mixed up and the tuna is nice and pureed. Then I'm going to take some of this Mrs. Dash lemon pepper. I love lemon pepper. This is awesome because it has no salt, so it's really good for you. I put a generous amount in there. It's just got a fresh citrusy taste to it that I really like with the tuna. After that, I'm going to add some fresh lemon juice. I guess this isn't fresh because it's already been done. You can add fresh or you can just add some like this. I put a generous amount. Like I said, I love the taste of lemon in my fish. Next, I'm going to take this Panko breadcrumbs. These are like a Japanese style breadcrumb and they're really, really good for you versus like using any other sort of breadcrumbs. So I added a half a cup and I'm just mixing it up. It's going to be hard to mix it up because you haven't added the egg yet, but I like to do this step first, like I said, just to make sure everything's nice and broken down. Then I'm adding 1 egg first, and I did this because I don't really know how many eggs to add because I did eyeball a lot of this. So I started with 1 egg, and then I mixed it up, and then I only needed about half of the other egg. So I only included half of the other egg, and I mixed it up really nice and well. You want to make sure everything's nice mixed. The egg is what's going to hold it all together. And after you're done, this is what it should look like, nice and thick and just ready to roll. So we're going to go over to our cookie sheet. I'm going to put down a piece of foil and then I'm going to spray it with some olive oil spray. You can use whatever you want to use, but I like this because it's not too bad for you. It's going to help that tuna not stick. As you'll see later, I didn't put enough, but it's okay. Now I'm just going to form these into little patties. You can do whatever size you want. You can make them in like a burger size if you wanted, but these are just nice and round, and I got 6 patties out of this amount, and I had a little left over, so I just added it to one that was a little small. So now that they are all formed, I'm just pressing and making sure they're flat, and I'm going to put that in an oven that is set at 350, and I'm going to cook these in the middle tray, or in the middle rack, I'm sorry, and we're going to do it for 15 minutes on each side. So this is the first 15 minutes. And after that's done, you're going to come back and you're going to flip them over, and they're going to be nice and firm. So you're going to be able to flip them over pretty easily, except for one gave me a little bit of trouble, but I just came back to him later and he broke just a little bit, but it's okay. So we're going to let that cook for another 15 minutes on that side. Base this off of your oven too. I would say maybe 10 to 18 minutes depending on your oven. Now that that is up, we're going to pull them out and they are good to go. So I'm going to put them on a plate. I also cooked some broccoli. I just cooked broccoli in a pot of water. That's just kind of one of the ways I really like to eat it. And I didn't want any carbs with this because the breadcrumbs that were in the tuna, so I just did tuna patties and some fresh broccoli. Yum. Did want to make this more kid-friendly, or you wanted to add some carbs to this. Growing up, we used to eat macaroni and cheese with it. It's so good. It goes really good with the whole flavor of the meal. So if you wanted to make this for your kids, or you wanted to just add some carbs to it, maybe not some healthy carbs necessarily, but macaroni and cheese is really good with this meal. So just a couple finishing touches before it's ready to eat. I'm going to take a little bit of lemon juice and I'm going to put it over everything. I love lemon juice on my broccoli, and if you just put a little bit on top of the tuna, it will bring out that lemon flavor, and it's so good. And I really like ketchup with my tuna patties. It's how I ate it growing up, and it's so good, and I think your kids would enjoy it too, make it more kid-friendly. And that is all there is to it. It is so good and so easy to make. They're really good leftover too. You just warm them up in the microwave, and yeah, so I hope you enjoy.